Hello and welcome to this timeless pick a card reading on messages from the elementals. In today's reading, I'm going to take a look at what's currently going on in your life and then explore messages that came through from the fairies, the mermaids, the dragon, and the animal kingdom. So go ahead and just kind of gaze softly at the piles. I have pile 1, pile 2 here in the center, and then pile 3. But soften your focus, soften your breath, allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. And then start to bring the piles back into focus, noticing which one you are naturally called to, which one you are naturally guided to. And then that is your pile. I will put the timestamps down in the comments. And before I move into pile 1, I did just want to say a deep thank you and a big thank you to those who have made a donation through the energetic exchange through the Buy Me a Latte in the video description. You are keeping me well hydrated, and I am definitely feeling the love from you. In addition to that, other things that support my work are just simply following my channel, liking the video, and leaving a comment. It's amazing how just those little things can support a small business. So if you can do one or all of those things, I appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into these piles. So starting over here with pile 1, I'm going to move pile, I'm going to put the other piles that I put off to the side in order. Okay, so what do we have going on for you? The first card I have for you is the 6 of Cups. And then I have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so lots of emotion in this pile. I am picking up that you've recently come into contact with a member of your soul family. And this is beautiful and it's harmonious, but you are doing a little bit of questioning of it. I'm actually not picking up that this is necessarily romantic, although we do tend to go in that direction. But I actually am picking up that you have encountered a member of your soul family that is here to activate you, to support your healing and growth, and that there is some discomfort. Okay, Spirit really wants you to know that this is a new emotional chapter for you, where you're going to be, what I'm picking up is here, feeling things that you haven't felt before. Whether it be, we'll say for the quote unquote good, which is you feel really supported, you feel really loved and nurtured, you feel really seen, or the, I don't even want to say that it's not good because it is for the growth, or if you're triggered by this individual or this group of individuals, but it is a lot of emotions. And again, it's things that you haven't encountered before. Maybe wounds you didn't really recognize you had, or wounds, just a new layer of them. And so you are having this overflow of emotion. Know that your guides are with you and that they're going to support you through this journey, this connection, this dynamic that you're in. And like I said, it's not necessarily romantic. For some of you, this is I'm actually picking up that it's like a group that you're entering into, like a new tribe or a new circle, and you're feeling really supported, but that some things are coming up. It is mutually beneficial. Okay, in this card we see him or her. I don't know the gender in these cards. I don't tend to see the gender in them, but offering this beautiful full cup of love, of emotion, this gift to this little person. And that is what's happening for you. You're being a gift, being given a gift, but it is creating some changes for you. One little message that dropped in is that for some of you, you are moving on from other high-level soul connection, another relationship or partnership, and it's letting this new person is helping you to let go, but at the same time there is still this resistance to fully letting go. There's this oh, but I don't want to give it up, I don't want to let go just yet. Okay, there's just a lot of emotion in this pile. So let's go ahead and see what the elementals have to say to you. So I'm going to lay them all out and then we'll go one by one. So from the animal kingdom, we have the rat. It says, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Your dragon energy is source energy. Fairies are inspiration. I love this deck. I'm going to link to all the decks in the comments as well. And then the mermaids are saying inner knowing. So lots of stuff going on for you and that we're drawn to this pile. So with this rat energy, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. So this connection, this situation that you're stepping into, you are being invited in, or you are moving forward into it because you have never been in a more authentic space. You have never known yourself in the way that you've known yourself. And what I'm picking up is that you recently may have hit a plateau. And so that's what's put you on this quest to connecting with people in new ways or connecting with new people. So just continue to stay connected to who you are and know that this is a beautiful chapter that you're working towards. The spiral, I want to just note that because that's a big symbol. Whenever I see it, I tell people that you can either look at the spiral and consider it that you're being brought into the center, you're contracting, or you're being fully expanded out into the total edges of your existence, the total edges of your life. And I am picking up like you have this opportunity to choose to contract and go back within yourself, or to let yourself expand. Past relationships have made you quite guarded, and that's why you are feeling this call to let yourself be seen a little bit more, to open up a little bit, but that's still scary for you right now, or that's still creating some resistance. So just continue to stay true to who you are. You are going to be welcomed into this space, into this connection. There's a lot of love there for you, and all of these emotions that are coming up and pouring out of you, honor them, witness them, and you'll notice like there's nothing pooling in this cup. It's just like this bottomless cup. They're not letting it fill up. So just let the emotions out. Don't bottle them up, which is what your typical coping mechanism or defense mechanism is. We have the source dragon, and what I love so much is that it's so connected to this inner knowing. You know what's being asked of you. You know that this is a new level for you. Source Dragon is working with you so that you can stay connected to yourself, just like the rat is helping you stay connected to who you are. Source Dragon is calling you to stay connected with your higher power, God, God, the universe, however you describe that. You might be feeling this desire to step back from whatever this situation is, and the source dragon is saying, rather than step back, why don't you just stand still? Why don't you just sit with what it is for right now and then choose? Because I think once you do that, you're not going to choose to backtrack. You're going to choose to keep moving forward, but in a way that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel held. You do tend to live in the past. You're not so much, there's some fear or tension, stress about the future, but you kind of are living in the past, and the source dragon is calling you into the present, not into the future, but into the present. There's a lot of inspiration in this connection and in this circle or in this system for you. And the fairies are saying, just allow that inspiration to move through you, create from it. Don't hold anything back. When it says that she can call at any time, I actually feel like there's a lot of activating happening within this connection, where maybe when you're sitting in this space, or you're sitting in the circle, or in conversation with someone, the idea is like, it's like on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite get it. And then it's going to be fully fleshed out later on, perhaps in the dream space, or in your journaling exercises, or in your more private spiritual practices. Whatever space you're stepping into, know that it's going to very much impact the way that you are going to serve in the future. And that's one of the reasons you're being brought into it. And that's one of the reasons you're even entertaining it, is because there is this, I can make connections, I can network, I can learn a little bit more about what I think I'm here to help others through. So any hesitancy you have, I'm kind of feeling like I need to tell you, don't honor that hesitancy. Sit, don't run, don't charge full speed into it. Be in the present. Take it one step at a time. Take it one moment at a time. And then every step of the way, connect with this inner knowing. And this is really why we're having you connect with yourself, source. You know, it's all about developing your spiritual gifts, your intuition, your trust in yourself. Because sometimes you rely on others to confirm or affirm your ideas or your knowing, and this situation is calling you straight into yourself, straight into that connection you have with your ideas, your mission, your purpose. All right. Beautiful energy for you guys. Just like I said, the main thing that Spirit wants you to know is that this is for your healing and activation, and the best way to make the best use of it is to stay present with yourself and what you're feeling. Okay. All right, pile one, that is what I have for you. Beautiful reading. Drop a note in the comments if it resonates. Let's go ahead and move into pile two. Okay, so what do I have for you, pile two? Your tarot cards today are Ace of Wands. I have a funny story about Ace of Wands I'll share with you. And then I have the Moon. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start with that. Okay, so the Ace of Wands, I chuckle every time I pull this card, because not too long ago I was sitting with a reader and she said the Ace of Wands indicates a man approaching with his fire stick out. And I was like, oh God, that's not how I ever read this card. But yeah, so, and I actually am not picking that up now. You guys, what I'm picking up, you have had the creative spark, an idea that you are wanting to run full speed into. It's in the very, very early stages, but it's something you're passionate about. It's something that's getting you excited. And I'm actually hearing it's something that's getting you out of bed. Now, this can be something to do with mission. This could be something that's more personal development, where you're playing around with the things that you enjoy, the things that you love doing. Okay, but you're at the very, very beginning of a manifestation or of a dream. And Spirit is saying with this Moon card, you know, the Moon is, you know, our feminine, our unconscious, our triggers. It's the deep feeling. Let yourself, what I'm picking up is feel your way through it. The Moon is also our intuitive energy. So feel your way through this. Really let yourself be moved by Spirit into this creation. This is a big idea for you. This is something that's going to be really, really beneficial to you in regards to your confidence. So if recently you had an event or a situation transpire where you aren't feeling as confident, you aren't feeling as sure of yourself, you might even be thinking, well, my God, I thought I was here to serve this kind of collective, or this, we'll say, type of person, or you know, somebody going through this, but now I'm kind of being pulled in this other direction. So whatever it is, it's kind of made you not feel as confident in yourself, in your spiritual gifts, in your capacity to serve. And Spirit is saying that it's okay, because we want to be able to pivot and shift as we are guided. So go within, understand there is something about this new creation that's triggering some of your wounding. Maybe even imposter syndrome, maybe even, you know, like, and I am hearing like, who am I to put this out into the world when I've barely made, when I barely made it through myself. Spirit is saying that that's the whole point. You have to make it through yourself before you can step forward and lead, before you can offer the transformation or the guidance to another individual. Now, that being said, the unconscious here, just tune in and make sure that you're not, what they're saying is like, make sure that you are looking at this from a healed space and not looking for, well, maybe I'll serve in this way and that'll help me heal too. You want to do the healing and then move forward. And it can happen simultaneously is what I'm a believer in. But you do, like, before you start putting your message out there, or before you start putting your your guidance or support, make sure that it has worked for you. Make sure that you are, what I'm hearing is at least a couple of steps in front of the transformation. I'm just listening. Okay. Yeah, so the big message for you guys with this moon card and with this Ace of Wands, just ensure that you're sharing from your healed space, and you're going to know right away if that's you or not. Okay. But in regards to the imposter syndrome, just know that if you have been through something, it is in part so that you can share it, so that you can offer it to others. Okay. I really love, I just love these two cards together. I'm loving the feel of them, the look at them. It's a big, what I'm hearing is like, this is a big hurdle for you to get over and really be in your power and be in your light. So let's go ahead and explore your messages from the elementals. So from the animal kingdom, I have the badger, which I think he is so cute. She is so cute, this little duo. From the dragon kingdom, I have the earth and air dragon. For the fairy kingdom, or from the fairy kingdom, I have hope. Slightly off balance. And then from the mermaids, I have waiting. So right off the bat, I'm hearing, what are you waiting for? There's something that you're hoping is going to pan out or play out for you, and it's actually keeping you in a standstill. And this whole waiting energy is just going to encourage you, or keep you, not encourage you, but keep you waiting longer. And so Spirit is saying, you know, continue to know and trust that whatever it is you're hoping for, it's making its way to you. We see her looking off into the distance at this beautiful white dove that's journeying towards her. So continue to trust, but don't, you know, and this is kind of what I always say, don't look so hard at it. Don't put everything else on hold while you're waiting and hoping for something to manifest into your life, because that's not, well, one, that almost never manifested, and two, that's not a good use of your time. You're here to do something. You have a strong message. You have a purpose. You have a mission. And by looking, because we see this mermaid is looking away. She's looking away from all of the other cards. So it's like you're looking away from this new idea, the triggers, the unconscious right now, and off into the distance at something that you cannot yet see. So for this could be actually what I'm picking up on. You want to know that this idea, this spark, is going to be long lasting, that it's not just I'm hearing like, it's not just another one of my fleeting ideas. But and so you're waiting for an answer from Spirit, like, should I do this or shouldn't I do this? And Spirit is maybe going a little silent, or you're not trusting the answers that you are receiving. And that's kind of keeping you in that dead standstill. I'm hearing things like, you're never going to know unless you try. It's really just time to get started and see where this takes you. Don't let your past dictate your future. So that's what we have just with that waiting card. Hope. There is always hope, even if we can't see it. And weren't we just talking about, you know, you can't see it, but you're still focusing on it. So just shift your focus. Stay optimistic. I think you guys have had a lot of passion projects that you've started and then have maybe fizzled, or you've lost interest in, or you couldn't get off of the ground. And so that's made you feel a little down, a little low. Stay optimistic, stay positive, because even if you look back at all of those things that you feel you were failures or didn't serve you, or however you would label it, if you look back and really reflect, you're going to understand and see what it is that you've learned from those experiences. what you've learned from those experiences is pertinent to putting this new idea out into the world. This new idea feels good in my body. Like it feels favorable isn't the word. It feels, I'm hearing words like it feels lucrative. It feels positive. It feels ripe. Your energy doesn't feel ready, but I'm almost guaranteeing it's because you're waiting for confirmation, or you're waiting for something else to conclude, or something else to come into your awareness or come into your life before you're willing to get started. Once you stop the waiting, once you stop looking outside of yourself, it's like hit the ground running, going full speed, and man, is it going to be an awesome outcome for you. Now, it's really interesting when I have the Badger card and he says, you know, bring your life into balance. I don't know why, but he's got like a very masculine energy. Even though it's two of them, it feels like two masculine badgers. I don't know why that is. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is a very masculine energy. And then I feel like more feminine on this energy, or on this side. And then we have the Earth and Air Dragon, which also is a balance of heaven and earth. So when I see that and I think about everything that we've already spoken about, I have to say that I think you're falling into this trap of like waiting for the universe to provide, waiting for the universe to move you. And one of the things that is unfortunately happening for you right now is that there's not a lot of 3D action from you. This Ace of Wands, it's like the beginning stages. We want to start to really move that energy forward. So bring your life into balance. And, you know, some people who were drawn to this pile, maybe it is the opposite, but I actually feel like you're spending a lot of time doing the meditating. You're spending a lot of time doing the channeling, doing the reading, doing the spiritual exploration. And everybody knows this is one of my pet peeves. Like what we want to get you is to move into the more action-driven space. We want to get you moving forward with those ideas and not, well, waiting for things to happen for you or things to be made easy. So this is interesting. Things will be made easy the more you take steps forward. You've allowed this project or this idea, this dream to get so big that it's like a little bit of a paralyzed in place with how to get started. And Spirit is saying, you know, okay, ditch the big idea and come into the immediate. Knowing that the immediate actions you take are going to propel you towards that big vision. So rather than staying so focused on that huge, like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, just start walking, because the idea as it is right now is going to be shaped and developed, and it's going to evolve, and it's going to become, honestly, they're saying easier the more you take those action steps. I'm just listening. And then with this Earth and Air, so Earth is a feminine element, Air is a masculine element. But the Earth is the external manifestation of the feminine, and then the Air is the internal manifestation. So we have a really interesting balance there, because it's like, hey, take that idea and start moving with it. And then we see, you know, the badgers, they're dropping their energy into the earth. They're grounding the frequency. So it's time to ground and move forward. It's time to take action for pile 2. Okay. All right, pile 2. I was just taking a quick listen to make sure I didn't miss anything. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you feel called, and for you guys, take that action. This is such a brilliant idea for you. This is definitely you moving in the right direction. You just need to know that it's focused on the next step, not on the next 20. All right. Love you guys so much. Feel free to reach out to me with what you're working on so that I can support you. Okay. I have my email address in the video description, but you can also leave a comment. All right, pile 3, let's go ahead and see what you have going on, and then we'll look at the elemental messages. So I have the Page of Swords. And the 8 of Pentacles. Whew. All right, guys, so, or I'll say ladies, since most of you are, well, no, I have some men that watch my channel as well. So Page of Swords, what are you guys looking at? What is it that is distracting you from building, from growing? You are really needing to step into this energy of, wow, that's an interesting, I don't think I've said this word in a while. You are really needing to get into the hustle. You are really needing to get into your life and start creating the abundance that, quite honestly, you need right now. So there's something that you need, whether it be time, money, energy, whatever resource it is. You really need to get to work on manifesting, on laying that structure, but you're looking away from it. You're focused on something or someone else, and that something or someone else, again, is distracting you. It's taking you away from really what you need to be focused on. There's a hyper awareness of other in this pile. And Spirit is saying the more you look away, the less likely you're going to have that life that you dream of. The less likely this thing that you're focusing on or looking at is going to come back, come in, be yours, if you will. I do feel like my Page of Swords card is like my spy card. So this can indicate to me that you're kind of maybe like scrolling and checking out somebody's social media. It can be like spying on your kids, like wanting to make sure that everybody's where they say they are, or that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. But again, it's like hyper focused on something outside of you. And I am picking up on another person. And I know a lot of times we just assume like an ex or our person, like we're wondering what they're doing. But this, like, I'm not picking up anything solid here. It could be like you're super aware of or concerned, overly focused on your children, your parents, your friends, the friends that you just recently, broke away from. You're kind of like, are they having fun without me? That type of thing. And it's not serving you. It's time to squash that behavior before it gets any worse, and really start to get super focused on your human experience. And they are saying like this is dropping you down into your life, into the basics of life. But it is like your message is like, get to work. Pile 2 had a similar message, but they're wrapped up in their fears. It's like an internal, like wrapped up in their fears. You guys are wrapped up outside of you. And it is like it's a dropping down into the earth, into your human experience, and starting to build your life. Okay, so let's see what the dragons or the elementals. We'll start with the dragons. I'm feeling called to start with dragons with you guys. Fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. I'm going to lay them all out. Fairy energy is new beginnings. I love this card. Your mermaid card is be spontaneous. I also love this card. I think it's safe to say I love all my cards. And then your animal guide is the ladybird or the ladybug. Okay. So we'll start here. Interesting. I'm being pulled all over. So new beginnings. This is a new chapter. Whatever you're distracted by, it is time to close that book, move forward, move on, and just let it rest, let it be. because this is a new beginning, and it's a much needed one. You weren't in the greatest of vibrations recently, and you are really being called to change that, to shift that. And the elementals, they're supporting that. They want you to know that, like I know this says the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. I feel like the life that you have been wanting and maybe looking to have with someone else, or looking for a certain situation to get easier before you accept this new beginning, it's here and now. You can't miss it. So I don't want it to be like, accept this now, or lose it forever. It's not going to be like that. But the more you push it off, the more you resist stepping forward into this new energy, this new life, the harder it's going to be to bounce back. So when I don't say this lightly, but you have some serious things that you are not looking at, that you're avoiding. And when you step into this new chapter, you're going to start looking at them, you're going to start building, and you're going to start creating that life that you do really want. That new life is not contingent on anybody else or anything else working out. You are the creator of your future. But in order to create that future, you need to drop into your present. And that was a very similar message to pile 2. But again, there's very different energies within these two. Okay. So, and Spirit is saying to me to ask you, do you want to move forward? Do you want a better life? And are you willing to get focused on yourself so that you can have that? So those are some really big questions, some really big themes for you to sit with. Sometimes you self-sabotage. Things start moving in a really good direction for you, and then you look back. And Spirit is just inviting you to continue to look forward, to be spontaneous, to enjoy, to play with life. And we even see this echoed with this ladybird card. Accept the happiness and good fortune. You've had some really crummy things happen in your human experience that you are constantly having, that you are constantly, it's interesting. So what's happening is you've had some really crappy things, really crappy experiences. And instead of just kind of moving forward, as soon as you start to feel them, and this is so common, pile 3, as soon as you start to move forward and there's like this hint of maybe it could happen again, you shut down and you go back to looking at what once was, rather than that you're a new person. You're more mature, you're more evolved, you're stronger now than you were in the past, and you were going to address it in a new way. But this be spontaneous and happiness and good fortune, the universe wants to bring good things to you. The universe wants you to smile again, to laugh again, to remember that you came here not to suffer, but to play, to have fun. Lots of energy in this pile. And so then we have this fire and water dragon. So one thing I want to point out, fire and water together make steam, which is a driving force. So I have to tell you that once you stop looking back, it's not focusing. There we go. Once you stop looking back, once you stop looking at whatever this is, you're going to be moved forward. And it's going to have, oh, it even says, I wasn't even reading that yet, prepare for change and to move forward quickly. So it's like once you make that decision, and I'm actually feeling like you're on the cusp of making that decision of like, do I still stay focused on what's happened, or do I stay focused on what someone else is doing, or do I really get fully in my life and trust that this new beginning is going to bring me the happiness, the abundance that I really need and want? You're on that cusp. And I think you actually are doing this a little bit of a dance where, you know, on Monday you're like, yeah, I'm going to be fully present in my life. And then Tuesday comes and you're like, oh, but let me just check in, or let me just kind of peek at what so-and-so is doing or what's happening over here. And so you want to keep moving. Like when you find that first like little nudge of maybe I should check in, or maybe I should look back, just try to find some sort of way to center yourself and know I'm moving forward. I'm building. I'm taking time, I'm working on myself, I'm working on my life, I'm keeping my sight set on that highest vision I have for myself, and I'm allowing Source to bring it to me, or bring me to it, is actually what I'm hearing. I'm just listening. So there is no doubt that there has been a loss, and that I don't put like specific parameters around that. You have, your soul, you have felt like you have lost something. You losing that was an opportunity, an opportunity to find yourself. And I don't love those messages, because when we've had a real trauma or we've lost, you know, one of the things I'm picking up, like, and I see this little baby, like we've lost a child. Maybe they haven't passed, but maybe they've just chosen to step away from us or distance themselves from us. That's still, you know, I don't like to like say like, oh, well, that happened for a reason. Or to act like, oh, no big deal. Well, it happened for a reason, so no big deal. That's not that at all. The loss has happened. And again, regardless of what it is, if you feel it's a loss, then my heart does go out to you. Right now, Source is really saying, come back to your life, come back to yourself. And for a lot of you, you weren't aware of who you were before the loss. And now it's time to find you for the first time. And you're going to find that by following the whispers, following the, you know, following the nudge to go to the bookstore when you haven't been in years, the nudge to, you know, enroll in a new course, whatever it is. Be spontaneous, have fun, find your joy again, find yourself again. So there's a, when I say a heavier energy, I actually don't feel like there's a dense, that it's necessarily dense, because I think you're moving through what you need to move through. Not love and light and ascension isn't like sunshine and roses and rainbows. It's the deep healing and the deep feeling, and you're going through that. But you're distracted by it, you're looking at it. So when the time is right for you, because I don't like to force, well, the energy I'm picking up, I don't want to force or have like this energy of like, you must do this. When the time is right for you, you're going to, I'm going to turn him over, stop looking away, get centered, and really thrive in this life, in your life. All right, pile 3. Like I said, my heart goes out to you. Be nice to yourself, love yourself. Find the things that make you feel good, that make you feel happy. And as always, I am here for you. So let me know how I can support you. My email is in the video description. I also have my Facebook group over on Facebook, the Lightworkers Co-op over on Facebook, which when you subscribe either to my newsletter or my channel here, you are invited into that, or you can join that space. So I love you so much. My heart is sending so much light out to you and so much love. But thank you for being here. Bye.